Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another weekly webinar from Decor Lighting Sales. My name is Nick Curtis. Big thanks to Tammy and Allie for helping me put together this slideshow today. Today and Thursday afternoon, we're going to discuss Nora, the new, the needed, and the notable. So before we begin, please mute your microphone for this webinar. If you have questions at any time, please feel free to interrupt, unmute yourself, or there's a chat box you should be able to see up in the upper right-hand corner. You can put your question in there, and Tammy will keep an eye on that for us. Also, as we go through this, items that have pricing, please keep in mind that those pricing is all IMAP from Nora, and they are approximate. Refer to your price sheet for current pricing in IMAP. So let's begin. We'll start with a little note here from Nora and their owner, Fred Farson. He and his wife own Nora. That's been around for 30 years. They're actually going into their second generation now with their daughter, Netta, whose middle name is Nora. So I think we can derive that Netta is probably at least 30 years old. Next, just to go over some of the literature. This is new literature that came out this winter. Please look around your area, make sure this is what you have. If you do not, please let your rep know, and we will get this to you as soon as we can. So Nora, we're going to go over some of the new items, the needed that we feel are proven winners, and the notable, because we needed a third N word. And also, this is why Nick is doing the Nora presentation, because Tammy likes her alliteration. All right, so let's get started with product. We only have 400 pages to go here. I'm kidding. So LED downlights. LED downlights, you can see the breadth of Nora's expansive recess line. We're not going to go over each and every recess product here. We're going to go over some of the new ones, some of the advancements with some of the downlights that have been in the family for a while, some new additions, in addition to just some products that are tried and true that you may have forgotten about because they've been in the line for a while. And then we're going to go over a lot of the surface mount fixtures, some track, and then some other new options that Nora has come out with recently this spring. So we'll start with kind of a comparison between the surface mount and recessed. Nora really got their start, and they were mainly originally with set up with track and recessed lights. So here's kind of a side-by-side comparison. There are definitely more advantages to recessed lighting, but definitely the trend in the industry recently has been going more of the surface mount. With the advancement with technology with the LED now, you can obviously do much more of a low profile recessed look with a surface mount fixture. And really the ease of installation and the cost for both the product and the installation has really moved the trend towards surface mounting fixtures. You can see the four that we're going to go over there with Nora. We have the Opal, the Elo, the Camo, and the Surf. So that's what we're going to get started with here. There's just a picture. You can see a 4-inch recessed, a 6-inch with adjustable, and an 8-inch, and then kind of the corresponding surface mounts that are similar in size and shape to those. Here we get a look at some lifestyle images. You can see on the left, I have a shoe addiction problem. You can see with all my clothes there why it takes me a half hour to get ready every day. All right, so we'll start with kind of the entry level. The most popular, kind of the disc lights that you're seeing a lot now, the Opal LED series. Very thin, low profile, 1-inch in overall height. This is a very popular fixture now. The main thing here, please ask for quotes. So if you look at, the most common one there, that the 6-inch on the right, that's the metal we have priced at $28.71. Okay. We can get you quoted pricing, and without getting into specifics, but we can get that IMAP cut in half as a sell price for you, where you're still close to a 50% margin. So ask for quoted pricing, especially on something like this, the Opal. The Opal, 3 sizes, 3 finishes, 4 Kelvin temps, so something for everybody. These are flat on the back, so easy surface mount, can mount to a pan box, anything. Next is again the AC Opal, but now it's with the PIR motion sensor, infrared motion sensor. Certain applications, a closet, you walk in, automatically comes on if your hands are full. Bathroom or a hallway application at night if people are getting up, don't want to have to find a switch. That's besides commercial applications, that's where the motion sensor one would come into play. Next, one of my favorites is the Surf. Much more of a modern appearance than the standard disc light. But really here, what's unique is the lighting source with this. It's got an embedded honeycomb lens that you really can't see unless it's close up right in your hands. But that honeycomb lens coupled with the edge-lit LED technology offers a glare-free light. It's really interesting when we saw this in person, when you're at an angle and it's up on the ceiling, you can't even tell if it's on. It's really a nice fixture, great look. Again, this is less than 3/4 of an inch depth, so it's very shallow. 2 sizes, 2 shapes, 4 Kelvin temperature options. There is a driver on the back that protrudes up a little bit, so this cannot be mounted on a pan box. It needs a minimum of 1.5 inch height above the ceiling in order for this to mount. So this is a higher end surface mount. Okay, it's a higher end product. This is something to remember, the saying, customer forgets price but remembers quality. That would be something with that product. Next we have the Camel, very shallow, again, 1/2 inch in depth. This is tunable in the field. We got 3 sizes, comes in white, but there are magnetic ring finish options. So the big advantage here is just how you could inventory this. Instead of having to have 3 sizes in 4 finishes, in multiple color temperatures, you can basically stock 3 fixtures. They're good to go right out of the box. They can be mounted, and you can, if you don't have the finish rings, you can order them for your customer, tell them they can slap it up after the fixture is installed. So that's one of the big advantages with the Camel. Again, ask for quoted pricing on this. We can get down, be really aggressive. Next is the ELO. The ELO is basically the economical stripped down version of the Camel. 3 sizes, 1 shape, 1 color temperature, and 1 finish. So as great as the Camel is, the most popular seller out of the bunch is white, and it's 3000K. So that's basically what the ELO is. It's white, it's 3000K. You can get even more aggressive pricing with this. Again, ask for a quote, we can get aggressive. This is still a quality product here. Don't see that IMAP and think, oh, it's a cheap little disc light. This is a well-made fixture. So that is the surface mount. Next, we'll go into some recessed lights. Just to go over here, nothing necessarily new here, just kind of the 2 main ones that Nora does best with. The Onyx, which is kind of the retrofit line, and then the M2, so you got the smaller 2-inch recessed fixtures. So what's new? The aisle light has been around, but there's been some new additions to that. The aisle light is Nora's high-end small aperture recess family, available in 1, 2, and 4-inch fixtures, and also available in 1, 2, and 3 light housings. These are field adjustable in terms of the beam spreads. They have comfort dim technology, which means you get extra smooth dimming with the aisle lights. 5 different color temperatures. There's also a new trimless mud ring that's really neat. And these fixtures have deep set optics to really help reduce the glare. Skipped one, there we go. The M2, so again, some new additions with the M2. The M2 is kind of more for the budget-minded person where they really like the aisle light, but they can't necessarily afford it because they're doing whatever, 10, 20 in a house. So that's kind of the advantage of the M2. It's kind of the next step down. The other advantage to the M2, it's a housing-less fixture. So you can see up in the imagery there's basically a cord, and then there's a remote driver junction box that this works with. So this fixture, you only need about 2.5 inches in height above the ceiling in order to mount this fixture. So those are really the two things that you're going to get with the M2. Still quality product, 90+ CRI, 5-year warranty. Next is the Flynn and the E-Flynn. The E-Flynn is what's new, but if you're not familiar with the Flynn is the one that looks most like a traditional recessed light, in my opinion. It's where the lens is actually recessed up in the ceiling, and the only thing that's below is just the trim. The regular Flynn has 4, 6, 8-inch options up to 2350 lumens. So basically what the E-Flynn is, it's a lower cost, lower wattage, a little bit lower output, but it's field tunable with 3 color temperatures, 27.3 and 3500, the most popular. And with this, again, it kind of helps with inventory. You don't have to stock so many different fixtures. You got 2 sizes, you're good to go, and a really aggressive price point. Next is the Prism. Isn't anything new, but just keep it in your back pocket as a fun option to show folks. Whether you put this in a basement, rec room, kids room, it uses Bluetooth technology. So you can either use a remote control to get all the functions, or you can just use the app on your phone. You can change between 2700 and 4K on the white side with 90+ CRI, or RGB, do colors. Just a fun light. Next, we'll go over some of the new items with the track lighting. Track light, it's still very much relevant. There are multiple applications where this is the best option, or in some cases, the only option. So look at some of the new track hits here as an overview: the May, the Mac XL, the Dipper, and the T-Line. So the May, economical fixture, 800 lumens, a die-cast body that helps with dissipation of heat, 4 color temps, 2 finishes, white, black, nice clean look, you're good to go. Next is the Mac and the Mac XL, a little bit more of a contour to the cylinder shape. You got 700 and 1100 lumens respectively. 3 finish options here: white, black, and the steel, silver. 3 color temps, finishes, field adjustable beam spread. The Mac and the Mac XL. Next is the Dipper. The Dipper they've had, now they just have 2 sizes. So we have an 8-inch and a 12-inch. I think Nora kind of missed something here. They probably should have renamed these. Just a little. You can see there's also a canopy wall-mounted version of this as well. These are mainly used for wall washings, whether it's on the track or the wall mount. The T-Line comes in a 2-foot and a 4-foot. 800 lumens a foot. So if you're mathematically challenged, that means 1600 lumens for the 2-foot, 3200 for the 4-foot. Great even light dispersion, hotspot free, no glare. There's also a separate visor accessory you can add for this, as you can see in the little circled picture there. This will for a wide wall wash application. So that is the T-Line. Next is the Revo. Nothing new, just know you have this, kind of like the Prism. Keep it in your back pocket. If you have an application, really high ceiling, someone wants something adjustable, this you can pair with the remote, and it moves 0 to 340 degrees. You can tilt, angle, any medium base bulb that you want to put in there. That is the Revo. All right, so we're going to look at some that don't fall into a recessed, a track, or a surface mount category necessarily, just kind of some new products from Nora. We'll start with the RE, the new LED step light. 3 options here. There's a vertical for a more intense localized beam spread, a horizontal for a wider beam spread, and then also a one that's universal. So you get kind of a universal backplate and mounting system with this, and you can mount it either way with the same item. 3 finishes. You got a screwless faceplate, so it's a really sleek, modern appearance, and it obscures the light source with the RE. You can see 40 bucks, very reasonable. The RLM, they've had the RLM and the 10 and the 16. Now they have an 8-inch, smaller options. Definitely get more into the residential application with this. You got 3 color temps and 3 finishes. Again, deep set optics with this, so no glare, but really good light comes out of these fixtures. Next is the Onyx cylinder. Again, we have a cord mount for a pendant, a stem mount for a pendant. Kind of do a flush or semi-flush there, and also a wall mount. Tons of options here. You can get a field tunable version. You can even get basically the prism with the RGB up in these as well. This is more of a high-end commercial application, but just know that these are available. Kind of the little sister to the cylinders is the Eileen. Again, more of a residential application here. You got smaller 3 and 5-inch sizes. Cable or stem mount, different finishes, changeable optics in the field. So you can do more of a spot, a narrow flood, or just a standard floodlight with the Eileen. Next is the Bravo, which they've had, but they've had some improvements to it. It's now field tunable. So you got 3 3500 or 4K adjustable brackets with this, so you can tilt this from 0 to 90 degrees. This is a high-end hardwired LED fixture. Next, nothing new here, but just keep this in mind. Nora, we do really well with, and they have some great edge-lit LED panels. Okay, you got the 1x4, the 2x2, and the 2x4. These can be recess mounted. They can be surface mounted, and there's also a pendant kit for more of a fixture appearance with these. So again, we can do quoting on this, but this is a really nice product. I really like their LED panels. All right, we get another look at my house here. You can see how much cleaning I had to do before we did this webinar. All right, any questions, anybody? No? Okay. Thank you for joining us. Please keep in mind this will be available on our YouTube channel, or we have a second showing on Thursday at 1 o'clock. Next week, Tammy, I hope you can unmute. Next week, I believe we're Designer's Fountain. Is that correct?
You are correct.
Beautiful. Thank you, everybody.